In science, when you make measurements, it's important that you communicate the number of significant figures, or sig figs for short. And so sig figs, or significant figures, include all the certain digits, or the known digits, and these are the ones that correspond to markings on your instrument, in this case markings on this ruler, and one, and only one, estimated digit, which correspond to an estimation between markings, or maybe on the marking, if you thought it was right on the marking. In any case, you need to estimate one more placeholder than what's marked. Right now, if it's a digital instrument, then you don't do an estimated digit. In this question, the first thing as a student I would do is make sure it's properly set up, because sometimes we give you a scenario where it's not even set up properly. But this one is, it's starting flush against the 0, and it's going to go all the way to 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.4, between 1.3 and 1.4. So 1.3 and 1.4. We know the length is somewhere between there. And those are both marked on the ruler, so we know it's less than 1.4. So our answer would start with 1.3. And the 1.3, the 1 and the 3, are known as certain digits. There's a marking for 1.3. It's right there. Right now, if you thought it was right on that 1.3 line, then you would say it's 1.30. But it's clearly not. It's clearly between it and 1.4. So we would have to estimate another digit. We would have to estimate, if you thought it was on it, you would have to estimate that it's 1.30. But to me, it looks like it's right between the 1.3 and the 1.4, so I'll go 1.35. If I were to grade this, I would accept anything 1.32 all the way to 1.38. It's hard to argue. If a student says 1.32, it's just their perspective. The reason this estimated digit is included in your measurements is not because we're certain about it. We're not. It's an estimation, but it still relays information that is useful to whoever is reading your measurement. Right, so it tells that person, hey, I think it's kind of between it, or I think it's right on one of the markings, or I think it's closer to one than the other. It has value in it, so it is significant. Last thing we need to do is include units, and there are no units marked on this ruler, so I'll just write units. But normally we will provide that for you. Right, this is probably not inches because we don't break up inches into 10 increments like this. Normally we don't, so it's probably centimeters, but we will provide that for you